Greetings from Professor Origami again, here from Origami Central. This is lesson number 3, the first one being the making of a bird base out of green paper. And then the lesson number 2, we took off from that and made a flapping bird from that bird base. Now we're going to start with the same bird base, only with blue paper this time, with the legs toward the bottom and the mountain at the top, like this. This is the bird base of variation. We're going to make a crane this time, the famous crane, the 1,000 cranes that legend has it, or the story has it, that you make 1,000 in a year, we will have world peace, or you will get your wish, variations on that. But it's the same point that we started with the flapping bird, only this time, instead of folding the legs up, what we are going to do is, with these split legs down, we're going to make another fold here in this leg. We're going to fold this inside like this. We're going to fold it from the outside, this outside edge of this surface one, the top surface. We're going to fold that in and run it along the center again. You've done that before in creating this bird base. We're going to fold it in this way and run it right down that center line, looking right up against it, not too close, because we're going to be making some pretty tight folds here in a minute. Run it right along the center line. And the trick here is, you know you're doing it right when you see this funny little fold up here. There's a little fold up here that tells you that you're making the right fold, or making it in the right direction. That little line right there. And then we're going to do, guess what? You already guessed it. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Fold this one in along the center line so it comes right up against the center line and right up against the edge of the other one, but this time not so tight against it. Let there be a little bit of room there. But we run them down so that you have, again, a kind of well, it's a skinnier Christmas tree, you might say. And keeping that point as sharp as you can down toward the bottom of the split leg there. These split legs. We folded that up, and you have the top here, the bottom here with the split legs. We've made these two folds. Now guess what we're going to do? You know already what we're going to do. We're going to fold the other side in the same way. So we just have a skinnier Christmas tree, or a skinnier diamond, you might say. Fold them in along the center, and you have to be very careful to keep the points as sharp as you can down here. So you really have to talk nicely to these points. You really have to talk them into doing what you want them to do. Make a soft fold. Keep as sharp a point as you can there. And then just do the same thing on the other side. Snug up against the middle there. Not too close though. But the important thing is maintaining the point and getting this down to a kind of skinny diamond. Not that the other diamond was fat, mind you. But this one is even skinnier. And you have a kind of a unique look about it when you complete these folds down the center like this. You have a kind of complete, on both sides, a unique look about it. And it doesn't matter which side we start on now, as long as these legs are down here like this. What we're going to do now is the same thing we did with the flapping bird. We're going to see this leg over here, this one leg over here, is split like this. You're going to put your finger in there, kind of open it up, and turn him up so he goes up like this, and reverses the fold to remain skinny, but the opposite way. It's a reverse fold. You start like this, spread them apart a little bit here, coax them up, get them to go up like this, the folding right about at the middle there, and then with your finger reverse that inside line so that it sticks up something like this. And you want it to go up about like halfway, and when you get it to be about like that, and use your fingernail to coax it into being a nice sharp point here. Use your fingernail to make this fold here so he comes out about halfway there. It kind of sticks up in the air. We've got a modified crown here in a way. Do the same thing on the other side with your left finger in this case. Split that leg. That leg you've got here. Split him open a little bit on the side there. Open him up a little bit. Make him go up this way. Fold him up this way. Up this way, and then reverse the fold so that it reverses inside out. And if you put those edges close to each other but not overlapping, then it will fold fairly easily. Sometimes it doesn't. I do it all the time. You have to coax it with your fingernail into getting a nice sharp point there in that reverse fold. And then you want to get these to be indeed symmetrical. And we've almost done with the bird. One side or the other. For some reason I always take the left side. It's often the longer, slightly longer. And we want to make a beak, but this time the head is quite a bit longer than the flapping bird. And we want to do another reverse fold. We want to fold this down with your finger and your thumb, fold this down, and at the same time reverse this fold so that when you get it down like this, so when it looks like that, you pinch it off, and you get a kind of a severe beak there. Now you can change the angle however you want it to be. And now we take the two wings, these are the wings, the two wings, and kind of pull them out this way. They're not going to flap, but they are going to pull out, and as they pull out, they should give you a kind of flat back there. That's going to be the beast's back, the crane's back. And it should open up nice and smooth. I see mine has not opened nice and smoothly. Yours may. If it doesn't, it's harder to coax it from the top. You don't want to coax it too much from the top, but what you can do is through the hole in the bottom, blow on it, and there he goes. He opened up kind of nicely there. And so you have two wings coming out, and you might want to take them this way with your fingers like you're folding a cigarette, and kind of give them a little bit of curve. And then you have your bird, and he'll sit up. Often he'll sit up. If he doesn't, you just bend the knees, the legs a little bit there at the bottom. So now we have the bird, and we have the crane here and the flapping bird, completing lesson number 3. We'll go on to the next lesson, and that will be a pern dragon, which is a very unusual animal, and it starts from the same base. And I'll have a different color for the pern dragon for lesson number 3.